No, do that again. I have to
Do it again. Go on.
Hello.
Good evening.
Welcome back to Mersey Beat Gardening.
And look at that sunlight on the trees there.
Yeah.
Isn't it great to have trees around your allotment site?
It's sunset on the plot. Where have you been? Where have you been all day? We've been getting in.
We've only been here a few hours.
Yeah, we've been getting in a bit of evening gardening. Now the light nights are here. That's great.
And much needed weeding.
We thought we'd do a quick vlog on the state of our bees. What's happening to our bees? Because we've noticed some strange things of late, haven't we, Catherine?
Yeah, I mean, more or less, not so much here, but
No.
at home.
In the home
And
garden.
there may have been some here as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been a lot of bees sort of crawling aimlessly on the ground, not being able to take flight.
Yes.
We were getting quite a few over a series of 1 week, because I suppose if you think it's just the odd one,
Yep.
or you know, but we've had quite a few, so
Yes.
it did raise a bit of an alarm.
Yeah.
Because we thought, well, maybe somebody's
So what was
using-
happening to these bees then?
Well, we thought maybe someone was using pesticide.
Yeah.
But spoke to the Conservation Trust, the Bee Conservation Trust and the Wildlife Trust, and they've come to a few organisations have come to the conclusion that it's obviously a nest nearby, because there's so many in one place. So and they're struggling to take flight. And
So you actually got some footage of them.
I got some footage of
Yep.
one struggling earlier today. I've taken a series of photos over the last week. But it could be that the bees are worker bees or male bees from a tree bee nest somewhere. They often nest in sort of brickwork between houses, or they can nest in nest boxes. But they're fascinating little bees. But what they've said is that it could be just their life cycle coming to an end, because the drone bees only live for about 4 weeks.
Right.
And the general male bees will die off within that time. But also we sent a series of photos and brilliantly identified it. The chap from the lady from the Bee Conservation Trusts, they said that it could be blue tits pecking off some of the bees. And then because they actually could check from the photo that there was some abdominal damage to the bee, or it could be that we've had in other circumstances it could be that we've had cooler temperatures for this time of year, or it could be a parasite that's actually affecting the bee's life cycle as well. So it could be any one or a series of those things.
So you originally thought they'd been poisoned or something, or someone was using pesticides?
Yeah, I mean, from the way they were responding and they were struggling to take flight and then they were dying. I mean, we've had about 15, 20 bees within a week. So we thought, well, what's happening? You know, has somebody been spraying in their gardens of some sort and it's been travelling over? Or has there been anywhere within the wider area where people have been using stuff on a field or something? You don't know, but there's a whole number of scenarios of what could be happening. But we have had excellent feedback from Lancashire Wildlife Trust, the Bee Conservation Society, and the Bumblebee conservation organisation as well.
Because, you know, in all the years that we've been gardening, we've never seen something like that, have we?
That sort of behaviour.
I just wonder if anybody else has actually noticed any difference in the behaviour of the bees recently.
You do find that the odd bee has come to its end of life, and you know that, but this is like numbers, you know. So I think it's more the scenario that there's a nest site nearby, and that accounts for the actual numbers and quantity. So I think that's probably more the reason why.
That's probably what it is, isn't it?
It could be that, and it also on other occasions, like the one today, it could be that a bird's trying to peck it, and that's where the abdominal injuries come in, and they can't fly.
Yeah.
So it's always sad to see
but
that.
I think it was really good to get that advice.
It's fantastic to get their knowledge, because they know exactly what they're talking about. You know,
Absolutely.
so these are really good informed people. You know, project officers who work with invertebrates.
I think that's really important. If you see these insects in a desperate need or doing things that are unusual to you, you do jump to a conclusion.
Yeah, you can.
At times, can't you?
Well, there was a few other people who mentioned that they'd had a similar experience, and the first thing you think of, because of the way that our bees are in so decline at the minute, and there's a bigger push on saving the numbers, that you think when you first see that, then it could be somebody irresponsibly using pesticides, and it still could be that.
Yeah, it could be that.
We don't know.
It could be that.
Unless you send them off to DEFRA to test, which I don't think they
but
would with that small number.
It just goes to show that when you're in tune with nature, you do notice things like
and you
this.
do,
So,
and I think it's good that allotment gardeners and ordinary gardeners and everybody who
on
gardens
the front line
have that
seeing things,
foreseeing eye, thinking if something doesn't seem right, then you feed into the organisations who have the knowledge. Yeah, you don't just surmise, or you get the facts and try and understand what's happening. You do. Yeah.
You do. So we'll let us know if you've had any problems with your insectivores. What are the insectivores? No,
invertebrates.
Invertebrates.
But this has been a series of bees that we've come across. It's been bumblebees, it's been mason bees, and it's been the tree bumblebee, which you can have like
they 10, 15, 20 bees in the garden just all struggling, and it's a bit shocking. Send alarm bells, and you think, what's going on here? So that was our first impression.
It could be that they've left the nest. And the drones and the males that are coming to the end. Because apparently they were saying they only live for about 4 weeks. Yeah. Once they've mated,
so it could be just
and
a
then
natural
they're just
process.
a natural cycle of life. Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting to know. So
if there's a nest nearby,
we thought we'd
you would get them
put this little vlog together just to in case you had a dog kicking off in the background.
Where is he?
He's there. And if you have a dog kicking off in the background when you do the vlog, let us know about that as well. So
we have a lot of dogs coming on our allotments.
We do. We like dogs on our allotments. So I hope you found this interesting and informative. And make a comment and tell us about your experience of anything that's out of the norm,
unusual. Yeah, I think it's important to be aware of stuff,
in this period of global chaos and climate chaos and change. One hot day and the next is a freezing cold day, and
so
stuff
that would
like
definitely affect
it's
the temperatures.
Definitely having an effect on the population of our bees. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you again, hopefully on a more
upbeat note.
Well, I think this was quite upbeat, but it's quite informative.
No, it's
anyway,
important.
Yeah, on a different note. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.